Hey guys, my name is Simpzy. How you all doing? Welcome to the start of a brand new campaign series here today on the channel. We're back on Total War WARHAMMER II. We're going to be playing on the brand new Twisted The Twilight DLC, which will be available on the 3rd of December. So, let me know in the comments feedback and suggestions for the series, where you'd like me to expand and conquer. Feel free to leave the video a like, subscribe if you're new, and feel free to leave a dislike if you want. Got to say a huge thank you to the Creative Assembly for sending me a free early access code of the DLC and making this Let's Play possible. So a huge thank you to them and their community team. We're going to be doing a Vortex Victory campaign here today. So let's get stuck into it and I'll play the intro.
Even the fierce defenders of the Wood Elf Kingdom cannot safeguard their realm from the disorder of the Great Vortex. In the forests of Nagaroth, a portal to the Dreaming Wood grows thin, where beyond, demons rage. The forest grants Queen Ariel a dread vision of ancient trees blackened and broken, of countless wood elves slain upon their twisted boughs. For should chaos breach from their realm, the world roots will carry the demons to the very heart of Athel Loren. Only Ariel herself can seal the dire portal. So sends her most trusted to cleanse the forest ahead of her arrival, unaware that a vengeful enemy watches. The Twilight twins, Nistra and Arahan, a deadly fusion of dawn's serenity and dusk's fury. They will not waver in their perilous quest. The Mage Queen, vulnerable for the first time in eons, but her hidden foe dare not strike directly. A terrified Skaven is persuaded to lure their twisted overlord to this cause. Throt, master mutator of Clan Moulder. How he yearns to be free of his unnatural, undying hunger. Ariel's pulped remains would be a certain remedy. A queen's implacable guardians oppose a creature of chilling madness. A brutal war is unavoidable. The fate of the forest, undecided.
Throt, so hungry. Good. Lots of specimens here in nasty elf thing land realm. And tasty forest queen here too now. God Queen in Witchwood Place for big spell. She not know strange tree things by tell Throt plan scheme. She not know Throt here waits. Me not eat kill tasty queen thing yet. She too strong. Must break smash magic stone things first. Queen thing, weak, frail, if no more stone things, yes? But queen thing not fool. Many elf things protect stone things. Not a problem. Me make big, strong creature beasts to smash, crush puny elf things. Cold place full of other elf things too. Angry, dark elf things. Ha! Just mean more food flesh for Throt. Then, big meal. Queen meal. And me be free at last!
Okay guys, welcome to the campaign map. Let's get stuck into the Throt Skaven Let's Play, and I'll show you guys what this DLC has to offer. I'll show you the workshop mechanic, but the faction effects for Throt, Splice, Mutate, Multiply and Destroy is suitable for frozen climates, has a 10% hit points for all characters. He is immune to mountain attrition, and he has access to, like I said, the Clan Molder Flesh Laboratory. You also can feast while you can, which gives us a various buffs there, and currently we have normal food levels for now. So the suitable climate is most of the north, the unpleasant and uninhabitable further to the south. So here's how they play. We need the hunt for Ariel, and we've also got the flesh laboratory here as well, where we can create and mold our diabolical creatures. In the top of the screen as well, there's a countdown.
Me want see how nasty elf things work. Cut open, take best bits, make many new beasts.
Thanks for interrupting me, Mr. Throt. There he is. But we have to go around conquering certain settlements to disrupt the ritual, which I think every province you take, you get a 5% more additional time. So we're going to have to make our way down there. So here's the flesh laboratory. It's broken into infantry, monsters, and the general laboratory itself. You can't seem to use the laboratory on plague claw, catapults, and various artillery pieces, which is interesting. But smart feeding seems to be good. The replenishment and the minus cost I seem to like, all the way up to the final forms and stuff. Here's the monster forms there as well. You're most welcome to pause and sort of have a look. Warp lightning rod is what I'm going to be applying to most of my guys here. I do like the sign of that. I like warp lightning, but warp lightning rod is slightly a little bit different. It's not like a cast. You can't like manually cast it over an area. It's tied to the unit, and it's not quite as potent or as strong. So on our broad horror, our rat ogres, we're going to be bringing in the lightning warp lightning rod there. Also there's upgrades for the laboratory itself, and we've got the growth vat, which is giving us 60 per turn as well. I would like to as well upgrade my storm vermin at some point. Getting smart feeding is probably what I want to go down for, so we can get more units in, the better. So let's go with frenzy, because we want to try and make our way down there. Let's go with a 15% magical resistance and armor, and a +5 unit upgrade instantly there as well. So our storm vermin now has silver chevron +4, but they are currently unstable, so that's something we have to work out for. So you really have to pick and choose what buffs you want on your units. So we start off in the north here. We've only got one territory under our control. We seem to be at war with some Dark Elves. Here's the rights for Clan Molder. You're most looking to pause and have a read through this as well. The 13 scheme, getting diplomatic relations with Skaven, is not a bad idea. We're going to be focusing on the Wood Elves, because the Skaven and the Wood Elves for this DLC have been put against each other. We could go to war with the Dark Elves if need be. We'll go with Ferocious Plants here, though, getting the recruitment cost. And here's some of the tech for Clan Molder, if you're curious. But we're going to have to focus on the Wood Elves, so we might try and pick and choose alliances with Malekith and Nagaron, because he can be quite an adversary to come up against. We've also got Deathmaster Snickich nearby, so we might be able to ally up with him. I said we're going to be doing a Vortex Victory, and to do that we need to destroy the Heralds of Ariel, and we need to win the final quest battle there as well. So we have 50 turns to start eliminating some of these provinces, and we have 50 turns to do the battle. If not, we lose the campaign. So there are various settlements that we need to take around the map, which will disrupt the ritual. I think you only need 2 or 3 before you can initiate the final quest battle, but that's what we're going to be working forward to here today. We need to keep on the move, hit them and hit them hard, and we need to hunt for those settlements, which is going to be a lot of fun. So diplomacy wise, let's dive into it. So we've got some Norskins to the north here, Clan Mung. I don't particularly want a defensive alliance with them. I want to get like a non-aggression with Malekith eventually. So Clan Septic here. Now the problem is with them, they start at war with Naggarond and Malekith, and as we need to sort of keep on going against the Wood Elves, and there's a timer, I don't particularly want to be stuck into a huge war against them because there are a lot of strong lords here. Hellebrand, Malekith, and even as we push further south, we could anger the likes of Marathi, even a Lithanar's down here as well. We probably want to try or prioritize a confederation with Deathmaster Snickich. So we'll bring in our Packmaster here, one of the new units for the DLC, and we'll fight this one here today, Ashrak, the battle against the Druki. 2 units of sword, 1 spear, 2 dark shards there as well. So we'll play this one with Throt the Unclean. So we basically need to go around, take those settlements, disrupt the ritual, and then we can do the final battle against Queen Ariel of Athel Loren. So I can't wait to show you some of the new DLC units here. The Broad Horror, the Flesh Laboratory units in action, and the Packmaster. So let's make a front line here with my Skaven Swordsman. My Slingers in the secondary line. My Broad Horror and Rat Ogres can occupy the left and right flank. We'll chuck the Packmaster and Throt himself further up. But this map looks like it's probably going to be within our favour, as it does seem a little bit narrow there with the tents. But here's the new Broad Horror unit. It looks absolutely disgusting. In a good way. Here is Throt the Unclean as well. Ready to carve the north. These 3 arms there. Crazy looking critter. And we've got our Packmaster as well. We eventually want to get him on a Broad Horror as well. Screaming in defiance against the Druki. Your stock standard Skaven slaves here and swordsmen. And we've also got our Rat Ogres there. Throt can call in a unit of Rat Ogres, which we'll try and do in this battle. And here are the Hounds, our new unit there on the right hand side. Alright, let's get stuck into the Druki here today. Beast Pack. Yeah, so we can summon a unit of Rat Ogres, similar to the Menace of Below. So we're going to be able to use Lightning Rod here as well, and I'll show you how this works. So it basically, normally you can cast Warp Lightning on an area. Actually, I can probably get those guys to go behind. Yeah, we'll try and flank. So what you want to do is charge them in, and then press Warp Lightning Rod. It doesn't use Winds of Magic, which is quite good, but it's nowhere near as strong as Warp Lightning. So we'll give out the orders, get everyone to charge. Swing you from the rear. Let's go, go, go. Send the Rat Ogres in as well. So the Broad Horror is going to be the first one into the breach. And just hit the Druki front line. Just need to watch out with those dark shards. Hold him off there. But a good collision. And spewing bile. Now we're going to double tap them with the Warp Lightning Rod. So not overly too insane. But especially for a tier 1 buff, dealing magical damage like that, I do quite like it a lot. Now, Throt can summon his Packmaster unit here, and those Rat Ogres, you think Menace or below, are still very potent and overpowered. Check out the Rat Ogres spawning behind the back line. But they don't last forever, of course. But a couple of them are grabbing and hacking and slashing the Druki here today. So a decent first fight, showing off the new units. All that remains is their Dark Shards. Get those Skaven slaves in. And chuck Throt in there as well. But we will get access to his more menacing creature units eventually. Also, when this video goes out, I will be doing a Sisters Let's Play playing as the Wood Elves as well. So stay tuned for that. But we're going to be doing daily videos on this campaign for Throt of Clan Mulder on the channel until we hit the Vortex Victory. So stay tuned for that. And there go the Rat Ogres there. Alright. The ones that were spawned in. Alright, let's speed things up. Try and run down as many of them as we can. Get those chevrons up nice and high, of course. Now, usually, I'll take this opportunity to heal my units, but we can't. So we end it there. Decisive victory. Let's look at the casualties sustained and inflicted. Throt the Unclean deployed 1,039, only losing 67. The Druki, we outnumbered them 2-1, 450. The Rat Ogres did 82. I can't imagine what the ones did that we spawned. Probably a similar thing. Broad Horror did 40. The Storm Vermin that have been upgraded now did 44. Throt and the Packmaster only got 4 and 1. They really didn't use their Dark Shards overly too well, but their melee infantry 39 and 12 respectively. I wanted my Slingers to do a bit better, but it was just the Clan Rats that did the best. So a decisive victory, we'll take that, and the Skaven Food as well, which we have to keep an eye on. I think in my Ikit Claw series, I do prefer having sort of a food mod or having buildings that can do that, because it is a little bit annoying for my liking, just trying to manage the Skaven food economy. So we'll go with tier 2 for now. We can raise it, which will give us growth, VAT, juice, let's say, and food. We can expand the Underway Empire, but we're going to loot and occupy, as I want to use the Chill Road here as my base of operations. We only have to sort of sack and occupy.
Ready to take Steel Elf Queen thing. Not enough clan rats. Not enough rat ogres. Mulder must rule whole cold place quick fast. Make big clan pack here.
You have gained some growth juice, my lord. It is concocted from the bodily extracts of your defeated enemies' cadavers and fed into the growth vat where abominable things are grown. Over time, growth juice gradually increases in quantity of its own accord.
Right, that's annoying. Yeah, so I want to use the Chill Road as my base of operations, that I can get my menacing beasts and war machine going. And look, we'll try and occupy those cities, which reduce the final battle's buffs on Queen Ariel. But we can also sack and occupy them if we overextend ourselves too much. So it's not really too much of a big issue there. So Broad Horror goes down that route. We could get some Hell Pits in. We do have to upgrade the VAT as well. Kind of like Regiments of Renown we'll get access to eventually. We ideally want to eventually get Rattling Guns, but Warp Throwers aren't too bad at the start. Rubbish Pits are okay, but I think Rattling Warrens is probably the play for us now. Same with Plague Claw Catapults, I quite like them a lot. Okay, let's have a look at Throt and how we're going to spec him. I really want Lightning Strike as early as possible, so we'll get the 10% movement for now. And the Parkmaster, I'm not too fast. I guess it's like Scavenger, which gives us the post-battle loot. Okay, so Garond we want to push for. Local recruitment-wise, just your basic clan rats and slaves and slingers for now. We might actually make Garond like a tier 3 settlement if we can get the food. But I want to try and catch that army there. Okay, a little mission completed there. A little bit of gold, I'll take that. So we'll push down against the Druki here. They've managed to stay in our settlement. It's an ambush, thankfully. I do quite like that buff for the Skaven. We can bring in some Menacer below. I don't know if we necessarily need them just yet, but Bleak Swords, they've got a wizard involved. 2 units of Dread Spears, 2 Dark Shards. Okay, they've got a Feral Manticore, which might complicate things for us, because we haven't got too much aerial stuff. Yeah, the Slingers are going to have a hard time against that. At least it's an ambush. So, we'll put the Clan Rats and the Storm Vermin there. I really want my Slingers to try and bring down that Manticore if they can. We might be able to bait it into combat. That could work. Clan Rats can go there. Rat Ogres should merely mess things up. We've got technically 2 units of it. Technically with Throt. And we'll move the Packmaster there. And Throt here as well. Alright, sweet. Let's have a look at the Dark Elves. Let's have a look at the Druki. So their Feral Manticore is protecting them over the top. If we had like Warp Lightning or some Rattling Guns, we'd be able to absolutely shrek that thing from the sky. But our Slingers are going to try and have to cope. And even if they don't, we're just going to have to make sure our army can decimate the wizard here. Dread Spears, whatnot. Throt's ready to go in this ambush battle. Let's start, slow things down, and we'll drag everyone in just to double time as quickly as possible. And we'll give out the attack orders while they're moving. I'm going to try not to pause, but people get so pedantic about that. I try not to. Oh, okay, not too bad of a shot there that we dodged. But I don't mind about that type of stuff. Let's try and bring down that Feral Manticore. And we'll chuck everyone in. Right, we'll try and get those Rat Ogres right into the thick of it as well. Okay, so it looks like the Manticore is actually going towards my Broad Horror there, which isn't too bad. If it was sort of kamikaze doom diving, the Manticore over units would have been more of a problem. But our Rat Ogres are getting stuck right into the thick of it as well. And we need to make sure that our units use their Warp Lightning Rod just to soften up the enemy opposition. But the Dark Elves are a little bit of a hard proposition. The Wood Elves are going to be a lot harder because they're going to be able to skirmish us and just kite us around a lot. We're just sort of warming things up. I want to try and wrap this faction up as quickly as possible because a war with Malekith can extend things a little bit longer. So the Manticore's gone berserk here. And we've nearly finished up the main army. The unit of swords is now gone. It's their Dread Spears that are actually holding. I need to watch out for that magic there, that magical shot. It's hurting us quite a bit. But luckily we got an ambush on this one. It could have been a lot harder. Yeah, try and bring down the Manticore as it's fleeing and bring the Broad Horror back in towards the front line. But it looks like we've got most of the Druki force now in a full retreat. The Manticore's coming back. Slingers, bring it down. Come on, boys. Yes, yes. Bring it down. My Rat Ogres now have done their job. I'm going to be sent off. Fear the Vermintide. As we're swarming. And their Dark Shards won't be able to hold up against them. So Throt's army focuses on a lot of single entity units and how he can adapt and change up his monsters. So I don't currently know like what's the best meta for the workshops. I can't really advise you on that just yet, as this is a blind let's play. But I'm not unopposed to doing more on this DLC on Mortal Empires in the future. So let me know if that's something you would like to see. I'm definitely keen and interested to do it. But yeah, we're going to be doing a Vortex campaign for this, with the DLC, unique cutscenes and whatnot. Same with the Sisters of Twilight as well. So a decisive victory. Another one bites the dust. 3-1 though. 79 lost. They deployed 542 and lost 434. The Rat Ogres carried, along with the upgraded Storm Vermin, the Clan Rats with their shields, and the Skaven Slaves and Slingers as well. 1, 3, and 2. Although they were focusing on the Manticore. Their Dread Spears got 17, but there's not really too much you can do when you get surrounded so unluckily like that. The Manticore held its own though, 25. I thought the Wizard was getting his magical missile shots off better, but he only got 13 after all that. We want to try and continue on with the initiative and go for the city, so I kind of want to get that 7% replenishment, but getting the food will be useful eventually as well, along with the leadership. We've got some growth juice there as well. The more we can get that up, the later we can get access to essentially the VAT pool, which is kind of like Regiments of Renown. Maybe similar to like the Sacred Pools. Yeah, that's a way better example. The Sacred Pools that the Lizardman factions have. Okay, so looking at this, if we get 5, does it change the balance of power too much? You know what? We'll chuck a quick save, but we might just need a retreat for this one. We'll see how we go. Because it could be a difficult siege. Throt's been leveled up as well. Like I said, we want to continue down the blue chain here. So we can get Lightning Strike, the quicker the better. And we can go with Tail Weapon here with the Pack Master. Okay, I've skipped a little bit ahead. So now that we've got a full stack, I brought in some Warp Lightning Throwers. It's only turned 4 into the Let's Play, and they've managed to get a unit there, which is kind of annoying. That's alright, we'll move in with Throt here. And we've got more access to Menace of Below. So, this is a siege here. We could bring more in. I'm just umming and ahhing whether or not to auto-resolve this one or not. I think I will. It's a close victory. We'll take that. 18. We've already fought 2 battles against them. We'll finish off the siege there. And I am tempted to make it tier 3. Because it is the region capital. And we'll go into a little bit of a food deficit. But that's fine. And now that faction is no more. Sweet. Because it's the Wood Elf faction to the south, isn't it? Okay, we can get a secondary military force here. I could go with a Warlock Master. I do like Warp Lightning, but I think I'm going to go with a Warlord. Strong. Yeah, because I want to be able to have a formidable fighter that I can chuck in. And we'll get some Clan Rats with his secondary army. But Skaven Slave Spam was always a good option, just because of how cheap they are. Molder and Scurry. Allow the sacrifice, we get attrition, but we get loyalty. I guess we'll allow the sacrifice. We can't pay it, so we'll refuse the request. It's for my secondary new army, so it's not the main army taking the attrition hit. But that's fine. Okay. Turn 6, we need to head towards the Great Arena, which is not held under Druki, it's held under Wood Elf control. We're currently not at war with anyone either, so the Avengers here. So we'll declare war upon them. This is one of the settlements that we need to take. So we've already wasted 6 turns, so if we don't take more of those settlements to give us time, that countdown can ruin the campaign. So we're not going to have time to, like... Sometimes you can spend 10, 15 turns getting, like, the perfect Warhammer army. But we're really going to have to sort of chop and change and get our unit flying on the go. So we'll see how we go. Anyway, we've got a battle against the Wood Elves here, the Great Arena. Let's fight this one. Alright, just done a quick save and a hard save. And let's fight this one against the Wood Elves. It's going to be a little bit difficult because their army build is a lot better than the Druki. They can run and shoot at the same time. So with Throt's army, we've reforged it slightly. We've gotten rid of most of the Skaven slaves and brought in proper Clan Rats. We do have some better units with ranged capacity with the warp throwers. I don't mind warp throwers too much early on in the particular campaign. In the late game, you're just far better off getting Jezels and rattling guns, of course. But early on, I still think they're a viable strategy, along with Plague Claw Catapults. And we will need a lot of ranged stuff, particularly to go up against the Wood Elves, because skirmishers absolutely shred on this game still. And if we're ever going to beat the larger garrisons that's sitting around these territories, we're going to need skirmisher supremacy while having beefy and decent infantry. But there's Throt with his army. He's just taken the Chilled Road, and well, he's taken 3 provinces in the Chilled Road. This will be, if he's successful here today, taking the entire province of it. Our reinforcements are coming slightly from behind. It's not the best map because we are a little bit downhill slightly. But let's start things up and push up and try and close the distance against them. I want to slow things down, just have a look. So, a lot of skirmishes, of course, a lot of treemen, and their Hawk Riders are going to be the major issue for us. They do have a hybrid specialist as well for their general. So if he gets some accurate shots off, we're going to be in a tough problem. So we'll try and overlap with some of my infantry, but we'll try and allow them to hit a front line. So those Hawk Riders are coming up. The Slingers will try and help, but they're not going to be able to do overly too much. The Warp Throwers are really going to try and carry us in this. But we're going to be playing for an hour here today, so strap yourselves in. Make sure you're well hydrated. Hashtag hydro homies. And you got plenty of snacks to set in, because I'm ready to sesh this campaign here today. I'm really excited. I've been enjoying it so far. Okay, so the Broad Horror's coming in now. Warp Lightning Rod, a boom. Yeah. Those guys just get way too easily dismissed. Now, my Warp Throwers are going to be able to arc their shot up and at the Hawk Riders, which is perfect. And there we go. That's awesome. I love how it just sort of disappears and evaporates in the air. Like, we're lucky it just doesn't fall and drop right units. Yeah. The Wolf Rats, I'm not entirely sure about, particularly for this fight, as they do seem just to get routed so quickly. We do have Menacer below in this one, and Menacer below Rat Ogre, so we'll bring them in. Those Hawk Riders have been really pinned down, which is perfect. This is going to be a really close fight here. We need those reinforcements quickly. Come on, Johnny on the spot. Let's go, 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 go. So their Hawk Riders are now pushing back towards their line. We might need to get Throt into the thick of it. My Clan Rats are now wavering. We should have, like, vast numerical supremacy. But the thing is with the Skaven, quality over quantity, and we might be panning back and forth a lot in this, just trying to, because the thing is with the Skaven, they rout, they come back in, they rout, they come back in, so we'll try and focus on their Hawk Riders, because they're the ones that are going to cause the major problems. Hitting our infantry from, it's mostly just like behind and side and weird and awkward angles, but so far, at the moment, we're just sort of trading here. The Skaven and the Wood Elves clash. Our Rat Ogres there seem to be holding on. So it's just the battle, by the look of it, sort of broken into 3 different pockets. The center one with the Rat Ogres and the spawned variant seem to be winning and holding out well. So they've won and overrun the center. It's just the left and right flank, man, that's not holding out too well. But it's still pretty early days in the campaign. We've done quite well, taking 3 within, what, 6-8 turns. If we can get a full province, that'd be perfect. And this is going to be, like I said, my major base of operations. We'll be able to invest in the economy too much. It's sort of like the external stuff. Like, the thing is with the campaign map, let me know where you want me to expand it. Oh, bump my mic there. Let me know where you want me to expand and conquer. I don't particularly want to get drawn against the Norskins too far to the north. Hellebron's sort of eastward in her way. There's even more Norska tribes there. We are holding, but a lot of my clan rats are routing, which is annoying. Okay. Throt's getting surrounded there, but he's fine. We've got Malekith to the southeast, but I don't know. The thing is, right, this is a Wood Elf and Skaven DLC. I don't particularly want to be carving out and dealing with Naggarond, although it's probably a really good province to take. I just don't know if we've got time. I don't want to get lulled into a false sense of sort of conquering. Like, I want to make sure I get all those settlements in time and don't get warred off. So I think what we'll do is we'll try and keep amicable relationships with the Dark Elves. Helebron doesn't really bother us. It's mostly Malekith and Coron, I think. Those reinforcements are here. Yeah, so it looks like they're clustering in and around the centre. Those treemen are the ones that are majorly holding. My clan rats have now come back. That's the thing. You have to basically just drag and drop, and bring them back in. Those cowardice buggers. Okay, that's good. Yeah, it's really only, I guess they're Way Watchers and Treekin that are holding. But like I said, Warp Lightning early on, not Warp Lightning, sorry, Warp Thrower early on, still pretty good. Warp Lightning is just always awesome. Same with Rattling Guns. Hey, oh, we have victory. So this is my Skaven build early on for my Throt campaign, a couple turns in, mostly clan rats. My secondary army's made up with Skaven slaves, just because they are so cheap. And you can get Warp Throwers pretty early on. And then we can slowly make our way down to Rattling Guns and other stuff. Alright, sweet. Let's speed things up. Let's try and knock out and finish off as many of them as possible. So, now we'll take a couple turns to replenish, repair, build up, and then we'll start making our way to those other additional settlements. I want to take all 5. That's what I want to do for this. Just their treemen now that are holding. Look how crazy and spooky these boys are. The Warp Throwers getting stuck into them. Melt them away. Destroy the forests. Right, aim for that one. You're going to cause too much friendly fire on those ones. There. Yeah, they are doing quite well against those treekin. The only one that can seem to catch him is the Broad Horror. Which I quite like. I quite like that unit. I might get a couple more of them if I can. I'm definitely not going to be unopposed if any of my agents, particularly the Packmaster. I think Throt can get one as well. Yeah, that makes sense. Throt can get one. And he's the only one that seems to be catching them here. Especially with their speed. That's what makes them really good. Along with the bile they spew. Alright, sweet as. Oh, so much friendly fire nearly just happened then. But a decisive victory. Yeah, look at this. 2.5k, just under 1,000. So, we outnumber them significantly. The Rat Ogres did really well. The Broad Horror got 105 himself. Maybe, like, if you get to Mortal Empires and get sort of to a, I don't know, 150 turns, 100 turns, a late campaign, maybe a Zotes and Broad Horror spam for the Wood Elves and Skaven respectively is a legitimate strategy. Maybe them as a Doomstack, that'd be cool. We've managed to knock out the Avengers here. You're not the Avengers. Alright, we'll take that. And we will straight up occupy, but we've got a little bit of a food problem, so we can't give them too much. Nice little explosion there, because that was one of the 5. Oh yeah, here we go. Well done.
You have successfully destroyed one of the waystones Ariel intended to use for her ritual. This disruption to her plans weakens her forces and has given you more time to prepare yourself for the attack. You have established a foothold here, but do not rest on your laurels, for Ariel will not reside in Nagaroth forever. You must disrupt her ritual by capturing or razing the settlements containing her waystones, each of which serves to strengthen her bodyguard.
Okay. Wood Elves declared war upon me. Great.
Do not waste my time.
We can get a military alliance here with Septic. I wouldn't mind getting a confederation, but we might be better off to save it for Deathmaster Snickich as well, because he's further to the south, sort of near Lithanar. So, it sort of depends. If you need a military or confederation with Septic, maybe, but I think you're better off waiting. We want to go with Deathmaster Snickich, I believe.
Acquit yourself well.
Okay, so we're currently getting pretty good relations here with Clark Arond. Good, if we can get good relations with them, hopefully they can bleed over to Malekith and stuff, because the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Although they're at war with Clan Septic and we've got a military alliance with them. Okay. So it's actually Tretch Craventail. What was I saying? Deathmaster Snickich. My bad. Tretch Craventail's here on the map. Why was I thinking it was Snickich? Yeah, my bad, guys. It's Clan Rictus, not Clan Eshen. Yeah, why did I think that? Oh, that's silly of me. It's Tretch. That's what we want to go for, not Snickich. Anyway, we've skipped 13 turns ahead here now, and we've got Throt with a reforged army. We have 6 units of Plague Claw Catapults. Get in. And we've put in the Warp Thrower in the other one there as well. So we've gotten rid of most of the Skaven slaves. We've got clan rats that can hold their own a little bit more. We are hemorrhaging cash, but once we take Karond, I've worked it and timed it well enough for this. So we've still got 48 turns before we fail or are forced to play the final battle. Let's fight this one against the Wood Elves. What is this? Our 4th or 5th battle? Yeah, we'll play this one. So if we can take Karond, we'll be able to capture another Waystone. You only need 3 before you can initiate the final battle, I think, or is it 4? So you can really sweat it if you want. But to make it like, the thing is, the more Waystones you destroy, settlements you take, essentially, you disrupt her ritual, the weaker she will be. But they have some Zotes here, Wild Riders, and a couple wizards as well, which we've really got to watch out for. But this is our first fight with the Plague Claw Catapults. I've decided to go with them because we can get them pretty early on compared to rattling guns and whatnot. So I might have overcompensated slightly, but you can't get enough Plague Claw Catapults. 6 of those are massively going to help us out for this one. So we'll make a secondary line here with our skirmishers, our slingers and warp thrower. Then I'll put the clan rats and the storm vermin further up, because we want to try and create as much distance as we can between the Plague Claw and my infantry. Look, you know what? If they sort of bunch up, they fix this in Troy. But I believe that Throt and the Packmaster can hold their own, and we'll sort of push them up, try and allow the AI to cluster. And we'll try and get the Plague Claw to target them up. I'll show you what I'm talking about, if we can get it going. So let's reform the front line here. I'll chuck my Rat Ogres and Broad Horror into it as well. And we'll put Throt there. But this battle seems to massively favour me. We've been really quite lucky for this. Unlucky for the Wood Elves. It's kind of like sloped and tiered perfectly, the hills. Because just up above it there seems to be the apex of a hill, and the Plague Claw came further back. If we were up the other end, and we were defending, it would have been a different story. But similar to most artillery in Warhammer 2, if you have an abundance of it compared to the enemy, it turns every defensive and offensive battle, well, into a defensive. But here's Throt and his Packmaster. Hope that made sense. Turns every offensive battle into a defensive battle. But I guess every offensive battle is an offensive battle by definition. But they're the Zotes. They're the main thing we're gonna have to watch out for. But it does look like they're pushing up and trying to close the distance. So what I'll do here with my Packmaster and Throt is we'll try and move them up. We do have more additional reinforcements coming in. And what we'll do with you is we'll angle you slightly there with those clan rats. Alright, sweet as. The Hawk Riders will be a problem, but if it's anything like the last Wood Elf battle we just played, we should be able to melt them. Okay. So already getting some shots off at Throt and the Packmaster, which we're going to have to watch out for. Because if they sit idly by... Look, Throt isn't amazing in combat just yet. Already he seems to be getting a little bit of damage. So I want to manually aim with my Plague Claw Catapults because I don't overly trust them too much. So we'll just try and kite... slightly waste some of the ammunition. We could even get a rat... Yeah, we can get those rat ogres there, actually. That can pin a lot of them down. Yeah, there we go. Bring them in. The Packmaster's wavering already. Gotta run. Yes, yes. I'm a coward. So they are clustering up a lot. These Plague Corps easily could get 100 kills each. But this is what we want. We don't want them running around dragging us. Oh my god, there. What is that, man? Oh, Throt and the Packmaster, you cowards. I knew you couldn't hold your own too much in combat, but crikey, you're at 70-80%. Oh no, surrounded. Did somebody say KFC? Just runs away. Right, target those Zotes, man. Zoets, however you want to say it. It's one of those things I haven't heard people say. I say Ariel, but you could go Ariel. As long as you know what I'm talking about, it doesn't really matter. Right, okay, so now our infantry's engaging. I don't know if we've done enough here. The Plague Claw are being good, but they just need to keep on pummeling. They need to keep up the pressure. Can I get a shot off myself here? That's alright. Oh, that's alright indeed. I don't know if... Oh, okay. I thought it clipped a lot better than that. Okay, more Skaven boys are routing. Great. Alright. Pick your targets, men. Yeah, no, we're routing theirs. So they've only really just hit our front line. And we've probably wasted about half of their skirmishes. Oh, Throt's back here now, though. And the Packmaster, they've rallied. Sweet. I don't know how they came back. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised they routed. Now, we do have access to wolf rats with the Packmaster as well. Poisoned and a normal variant. The warp throwers are now getting into the thick of it. But our Plague Claw Catapult are carrying us massively in this fight. Look at this, man. It basically negates the Wood Elves' ability to sort of sit back and relax. And it allows them to like aggressively push our monsters. But to be fair, Throt and the Packmaster baiting, running back, maybe kind of egged them on a little bit. They're like, oh, the legendary Lord is routing. Let's go forward. Sort of a bit of a battle of Hastings bait there, I guess. But look at this. The Wood Elves are now in a full retreat. We have victory. Good. Man, oh man, the play Catapults do well. I recommend it. Especially for the early to mid game. Plague Claw Catapults, 6 of them. Mwah, perfect. And the Warp Thrower. Later on, Jezels. Yeah, Rattling Guns, yeah. Alright. But particularly when time's sensitive on your side, we've just sort of been building, moving, building and moving, building and moving. Like, you're not meant to... You can build a huge empire from the ground up, like an underway empire, but... we want to hit those settlements. We'll try and run down as many of these guys as we can to get those chevrons up nice and high. We don't need a farm XP on this. We haven't caught anyone really in the open field. We've been fighting garrison settlement battles / essentially. It's these outposts because they're not actually settlements. But I prefer open field battles. If you're new to my gameplay, I do get sick of sieges sometimes. Because I don't know, am I the only one like this? Let me know. Do you get sort of bored of sieges? It's not just like a Warhammer 2 thing, it's just all sieges. I feel like open field battles I can never get sick of in any Total War. Anyway, there's the stats. If you're curious. 85, 111. Whoa! Awesome stuff. Awesome sauce. But yeah, I just feel like... the thing is with sieges, they're good for like if say a siege went for 20 minutes, right? 20-minute siege. The first 5 and 8's kind of good, but then it gets to that like 10 to 18 mark, and it's just the same stuff. It's just a grind in the city. I just find it so tedious and monotonous. I just end up auto-resolving half of them. Unless it's like, I don't know, the Battle of Rome, or Constantinople, or Lothern, or... I don't know. Like Nagaron. Like, that's a kind of a cool thing, but just like some random-ass settlement in the middle of nowhere. No thanks. Anyway, we're gonna... I think we might loot and occupy for now, because the thing is, right, there's a bit of a gap. It took us a while to get here from the Great Arena, and we need a place to replenish and repair. So I'm not too fond of this settlement in the Shadow Wood. I don't care about it too much, but yeah, we might have to sort of sack the rest. Anyway, 2 down, 4 to go. Optimum batch. Oh, sweet. Growth batch available. Sweet. So we have access to units from the growth vat. 2 rat ogres, 2 hell pit abominations, and 4 Skaven slaves as well. Well, we might get those boys in because they only cost 20 gold. And we can go into the laboratories as well. Samples collected, 3,000. That's a bit, but that's probably the best one to go for. So, can we get an alliance with them? No. But we can get decent relations with them. Okay. Unfortunately, a Wood Elf army spawned. So, we're going to have to get another army here. Oh, Discipline's insane. We'll go with him then. For the engineer. We could just get those rat ogres and hell pits in if we wanted to. Let's go with the Skaven slaves up there then. Turn 14 and unit stuff's already spawning on me. That's annoying.
No.
Okay, so they've taken the Great Arena. They sacked it in 1 turn as well. Okay, so I'm going to send my army here now. We could go in ambush mode, maybe. I just kind of want them to attack me. Yeah, we'll go with an ambush. We're hemorrhaging cash. Hey Grief is at war with Corond because we've got a military alliance with them. Oh no. So that's Nagarond. We're at war with Hargreave. Malice. That's annoying. Just hope Malekith doesn't come in. Oh, and the ambush failed. Just my luck. We're getting a little bit RNG'd here. I think we'll auto-resolve this one. 9 minutes of below. A valiant defeat.
Warpstone. Kill fight mode.
What? That's what I thought. Like, why was that not a decisive? But it was a close one. Oh well. We still won. I just hate when units spawn in the north. Okay, we're going to go to the Temple of Cain here. We're going to have to use the underway. My allies, Charon, the Dark Elves, seem to be doing well. They're pushing into the vault there. But we're going to go against the Temple of Cain. Yeah, so I guess they lost their capital. Greenbeard declared war upon me. Whatever. Oh, we just had an alliance with Charon. Oh, Morathi's managed to slither her way into this. Oh, we worked so hard for that alliance as well. Anyway, we're going to go for the Temple of Cain here now. Now let's push in. Okay. Yeah, so we've got 54 turns now, so you get more as you take the waystones out. Alright, sweet. And a Pyrrhic Victory. Only 2 units of clan rats gone. We've already fought a couple of these.
With the forest cleansed of all apparent menace, the portal ritual begins. The Mage Queen is exposed. Throt and his abominations seize the moment. Once Ariel's forest guardians fall, he can at last slake his monstrous hunger.
Oh, wasn't expecting that. Alright, sweet. Yeah, so we can play the final battle now if we want. Right, Mr. Rictus. Hello, Craven Tail. Yeah, because if I went with a confederation with Septic to the north, it would have pissed off Tretch. Because confederations do that with your own faction. We've got the Exiles of Nehek here. We can push into the Great Arena and retake it. But yeah, I think getting amicable relations with the Druki, other Skavens, and the Tomb Kings will massively help us out in this one, because they spawn so many stacks in this DLC. The Call of the Horned Rat, eh? We could just refuse to comply. And then we'll take the loyalty hit, I guess. Yeah, whatever. Tech-wise, numbers beyond counting. Let's go with that. And then eventually up here. Okay, let's push here. We're going to be able to colonize this as an outpost, because we're in a little bit of a time of peace. So here are the other settlements and waystones we need to take. Vol's Anvil, down there, and over here as well. We can probably upgrade those storm vermin again here in the flesh laboratory. I want to go with smart feeding, which will really help our casualty, particularly in these zones where there is very few. And getting the minus upkeep is always awesome, so we can get more boys in. More vermin for the vermin tide. Okay, what else attacked me there? I sacked it, that's annoying. Clan Septic's gone. Oh, that's good. Malekith wiped him out anyway. Alright, we've sent an army down south now, 20 turns in. We don't need to hold these settlements, which is good. You just need to either sack them, raise, or loot and occupy. But Tretch has actually moved into Morathi's territory here. Look at this. He's taken the lair and the circle of destruction as well. Yeah. We need to get our economy back. We're actually hemorrhaging cash at the moment. They're just farming this settlement, which is annoying. Another growth batch is available. A roaming high elf unit here. It's because we've taken so many settlements. Like, it's actually at a disadvantage if you don't use mods, because it costs food to hold settlements outright. So we'll chuck that banner on the horror, because essentially, just to make things more difficult for the human player, they bring in roaming factions, just called Wood Elf, Beastmen. I think for the Sisters, there's like a Skaven branded faction. We'll go with the food because we need it. We are critically low on it. Yeah, we just need to get rid of one of those Plague Claw. We've got a Warlock Engineer here. Now, I want the Warp Lightning Thrower, please. And buffs. Yes, yes. And some other items there by the look of it. Let's go and take everything at the magical drop. So we've got a defensive alliance with Craventail now. Good, that's the start. Helebron likes me. Same with Malekith and the Tomb Kings. We're still at war with Malice Darkblade? Really? Hey, accepted a non-aggression pact. That's good. Right, we're pushing towards Clyrax Spire. We need to push down to Vol's Anvil, that we can see now, something there. So we need to take 3 more territories. So I'm going to use the underway because I don't want to trespass. I'm really being cautious of trespassing into Druki territory because I want to have really good relations with him. Right, so they managed to raise that. No, so be it. We only loot and occupied it. That probably reduced our food anyway. Well, thing is right. Tretch can probably take it. Because what we can do, we can allow Tretch to build up his empire and just confederate with him. And he can spend all the money doing that. Sometimes you're better off to, like, confederate with AI building up the territory instead of you. So, close victory. We've taken Clyrax Spire. So, a lot of these just can be raised here. Alright, clear-cut victory. They've been now destroyed. And now there's only 2 more territories we need to take before we can play the final battle. It's going to take us a little while to get around there. Sweet. Still a little bit behind Lightning Strike though. Only level 9. And we've got 2 there with Warp Lightning. Scorch is probably the play. I do quite like my magical damage. The more we can get, the better. We're going to go with Clan Rats +5. We still operate with a lot of Clan Rats, so maybe we're better off going there. Or Menace below, which is laying siege. Okay, well, we probably can get that confederation with Tretch now if we do this. So the 13 scheme, we get a 13%, not percent, just a 13 plus buff with Tretch Craventail. Not quite, but it's boosted it up enough. Not even if we give them some money. Yeah. Oh, what? The pits of Zardok have rebelled. Good, we'll push there. We'll be able to get some easy food there. That was under Marathi's control, wasn't it? Sweet. So we can loot this then. Awesome. Decisive victory. We'll raise it. Yes, yes. Oh, and a regiment of renown as well. Sweet. Yeah, so you do need, like, some territory in the game you need to hold. You can't just sack and raise everything like crazily. Hey, we finally got Lightning Strike. It's only taken us like over an hour here today to get it. The Packmaster. I want to get the Broad Horror eventually. Warlock Engineer's gone up as well. Yeah, let's go with the movement. Okay, let's upgrade our Rat Ogres here. Same with our Broad Horror. And the Warp Thrower's already been leveled up as well. But that's the army for now. Mostly Bronze Chevron, 2 agents, Packmaster and Warlock Engineer. We've got 5 Plague Claw Catapults, which are rank Silver now. The Cult of Pleasure's now made a confederation with them. Okay. Oh, Tretch wants a military alliance. Here we go. This might be the start of stuff. It's going to 60 now. Yeah, because you can get lulled into a false confederation with Septic. I do recommend waiting for Tretch. Oh, the Heralds of Ariel have declared war upon Clan Rictus. Oh, that's so annoying. Because they're a faction in this game. They're not even a part of the Wood Elf stuff in the Witchwood there. I was trying to avoid to go to war with them for a while because we're going to have to deal with them. A part of the Vortex Victory. Even though we can destroy the Waystones and get the final battle, I want to try and get rid of the Sisters of Twilight. That's what I was planning. But yeah, it looks like we're going to be pushing to the Witchwood in the next episode. So be it. Charon's been taken back by Wood Elves. Just gives us an opportunity to sack it. Not that I want it anymore. We need that territory further towards the Witchwood anyway. Oh, just a clear cut auto resolve. And now we've got Lightning Strike. Sweet as. We shall raise it. Hey, we can finally get a confederation with Craventail. Look, I won't do that now. I'll do that in the next episode and we'll deal with that at the start. But 34 turns into the Let's Play. Thank you very much for watching Episode 1 of my Total War WARHAMMER II, the Twisted the Twilight DLC. I've been playing for well over an hour here today. We're still going for our Vortex Victory. Stay tuned for Episode 2 coming out tomorrow of the Throt campaign. If you haven't already, leave the video a like, subscribe if you're new. Let me know in the comments feedback and suggestions. I appreciate all the support. And without you guys, I wouldn't be where I am as a YouTuber. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Unfortunately, guys, it is time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already with the bell notification on. Let me know in the comment section down below feedback and suggestions for the video. And feel free to leave a dislike. If you want to support the channel and follow me on my social media links, they are all linked in the description below. We've got the series playlist that you can access. You can also have a look at my gaming and recording equipment. If you want to get yourself some cheap games, check out the links. You can support me on Patreon if you want. Channel members are available. Use creator code SimpzyTotalWar on the Epic Games Store checkout to flick me a couple of bucks. We've got Twitter, Discord, merchandise, Facebook, Steam group, Instagram, Twitch, and Google Plus links all in the description below as well. But above all, guys, make sure to take care of yourselves. Have a fantastic rest of your day. My name has been Simpzy. Much love from Australia. Goodbye.